Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Dear students, welcome to biology online classes. The chapter what we are discussing under CET NEET is all about the new one, that is human health and disease. So one of the most important chapter for CET NEET, usually minimum 2 questions will be asked for CET NEET under this particular chapter, that is human health and disease. Okay. Now I have sent you the worksheets, 2 worksheets. Take out the first worksheet and we will discuss some good amount of questions from this particular chapter for CET NEET. Okay. So let me read out the question number 1 for you. The term health is defined in many ways. The most accurate definition of the health would be A. Health is the state of body and mind in a balanced condition. Health is the reflection of a smiling face. Health is a state of complex physical, mental and social well-being. That is the right option. According to World Health Organization, WHO, they have given a definition for health. Health is not merely absence of any bodily disease, or it is not only state of mind, but it is also social well-being of a person. So the right option is the option 3. Next question, next CD. Health is the symbol of economic prosperity. No, not only economic prosperity. Then question number 2. The organisms which cause the diseases in plants and animals are called as pathogens. The disease-causing organisms, they are called as the pathogens. Study of pathogens called as pathology. Vectors means the transmitting agents. For example, Anopheles mosquito acts like a vector for the transmission of the Plasmodium single-celled parasite, which causes malaria. Okay, then question number 3. The chemical test that is used for the diagnosis of typhoid is Vidal test, option 4. What is ELISA test? Enzyme linked immunosorbent assay that is used for the detection of antibodies against a specific antigen. For example, in case of detection of AIDS, HIV infection. PCR means polymerase chain reaction test. ESR means erythrocyte sedimentation rate. ESR means erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Now, I think in the topic biotechnology and its principles, we have studied about these molecular diagnosis. So, for the effective treatment of disease, early diagnosis and understanding its pathophysiology is very important. So, using the conventional methods of analysis of a disease, for example, by serum analysis or urine analysis, early detection is not possible. For that reason, by using recombinant DNA technology or rDNA technology, polymerase chain reaction, PCR and ELISA means enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, are some of the techniques that are used for the purpose of early diagnosis of any disease. Now, what happens in PCR? Presence of pathogens, for example, you take any pathogen, maybe bacteria or virus, etc. It's normally suspended only when the pathogen has produced a disease symptom. Only you go for the test when you have certain symptoms. So by this time the concentration of the pathogen is already very high in the body, correct? Okay. So however, very low concentration of a pathogen, that is bacteria or virus, at a time when the symptoms of the disease are not yet visible, okay, can be detected by the amplification of their nucleic acid, their genetic material, by the PCR, by the polymerase chain reaction. So how the polymerase can detect the amount of DNA, that you already studied different steps, denaturing, annealing, as well as the extension of the chain. Okay. PCR is now routinely used to detect the HIV in the suspected AIDS patient. It is being used to detect mutations in the genes in suspected cancer patients, etc. For many purposes it is using. So it is powerful technique to identify many other genetic disorders. Many inborn errors of metabolism can be detected by using this PCR technique. So a single stranded DNA, or maybe the genetic material may be single stranded RNA, tagged with a radio labeled molecule, that is probe. This is already explained in the theory, and is allowed to hybridize to the complementary DNA in a clone of cells, followed by the detection using autoradiography. So you have to take a single stranded DNA or RNA, then you radio labeled it by using a probe. Probe is a small nucleotide having around 30 nucleotide bases, which you complementary bind with the single stranded DNA which you extracted, and then you run the autoradiography. So what happens here, the clone, then you have to make it undergoing recombinant DNA technology, cloning, so that you can obtain the multiple copies. So the clone having the mutated gene will hence not appear in the photographic film. Autoradiography means you have to expose that on the photographic film. So the DNA or the RNA and a probe which is radio labeled, which is hybridize it, correct? And when you run the autoradiography after cloning, after getting many copies, then when you expose into the photographic film, if there is a mutation, then it will not complementary bind. If there is no mutation, then it will complementary bind, correct? So correct ಆಗಿ complementary bind ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಆದರೆ there is no mutation, okay? So because probe will not have complement, okay. So that is about PCR technique. Denaturation ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು by using certain temperature, then annealing, and then extension of the chain. That is the concept of the PCR. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ DNA ಅಥವಾ RNA ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಪ್ರೋಬ್ ಇದೆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ DNA ಅಥವಾ RNA, ಅದನ್ನು ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಲೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಂತರ ಕ್ಲೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಟೋರೇಡಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಆದರೆ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಮ್ಯುಟೇಷನ್. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಆ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ DNA ಅಥವಾ RNA ಮ್ಯುಟೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ PCR. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವುದು ಎಲೈಸಾ, ಎಂಜೈಮ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ಡ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನೋಸಾರ್ಬೆಂಟ್ ಎಸ್ಸೇ ಅಂತ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಜನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಬಾಡಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಜನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಬಾಡಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. So infection by the pathogen can be detected by the presence of antigens. Those antigens may be any foreign bodies, maybe proteins, or maybe the glycoproteins, etc. Or by detecting the antibody synthesized against the pathogens, one can detect either the antigens or the antibodies which are produced against those antigens can be detected by using this ELISA technique. Okay. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ESR ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಎರಿಥ್ರೋಸೈಟ್ ಸೆಡಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಸೊ ಎರಿಥ್ರೋಸೈಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಎರಿಥ್ರೋಸೈಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ RBC, ಎರಿಥ್ರೋಸೈಟ್ ಸೆಡಿಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ ESR So it is a type of blood test that measures, it is a type of the blood test that measures how quickly erythrocytes, that is the RBCs, settled, okay, the settled at the bottom of the test tube. So that contains a blood sample. Normally the RBC settle relatively slowly, means a faster than the normal rate may indicate inflammation in the body. So they will take a test tube and they will put the blood sample in the test tube and they will allow the blood to settle down at the test tube bottom. Usually settling of the blood to the bottom of the test tube is very slow, but if there is any defect, means if there is any pathogen or any inflammation in the body, the blood sample will settle down at the bottom of the test tube very fast, very rapidly, and that test is called as the ESR test, that is erythrocyte sedimentation rate, ESR. Okay, next we will move to question number 4. Diseases are broadly grouped into infectious and non-infectious diseases. In the list given below, identify the infectious diseases. Non-infectious andre contact in the ಒಬ್ಬರ contact ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬರ contact ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, it will not come through the contact. But infectious means it comes through the contact. So which are those? Influenza, which is caused by Haemophilus influenzae virus. Smallpox, which is caused by varicella major and varicella or varicella minor. Okay, this already I have given you in the theory class. So what is the right option here? The option 2 and 4, that is D. Question number 5. The sporozoites that cause infection when a female Anopheles mosquito bites a human being are formed in. The sporozoites under infectious stage that cause infection when a female Anopheles mosquito is a vector for malaria bites a human being are formed in salivary glands of mosquito. Where they formed in the salivary glands of a mosquito. Students, you have already studied about the life cycle of a female Anopheles mosquito that I have explained, right? The theory. If you remember, can you recollect? So when the mosquito bites another human, the sporozoites are injected by the bite. Correct? See the diagram. Then the parasites, that is the sporozoites, are entering into the liver through the bloodstream. So once they are into the liver, the parasite reproduce asexually in the liver cells, which are called as the hepatocytes. Then bursting the cells and releasing once again into the bloodstream. Then parasites reproduce asexually in the RBC, in the red blood cells. Then bursting also the red blood cells and causing the cycles of fever and chill. During that, they will release a chemical called as the hemozoin. So then released parasites infect once again the new red blood cells and they will destroy it. Then the sexual stage, what you call as gametocytes, they develop in the RBCs. Male gametocyte and female gametocytes, they are formed in the RBCs. Then these gametocytes will enter into the body of the mosquitoes when it bites the human and it sucks the blood. So female mosquito takes up the gametocytes with the blood meal and their fertilization development takes place in the stomach, where the male gametocyte fuse with the female gametocyte and it forms the zygote. Then mature infectious stage, that is the sporozoites, they escape from the intestine and then migrate into the mosquito's salivary gland. Stomach bandu, then the intestine it will come to the salivary gland of the mosquitoes. Once again the life cycle will continue. So since there are two hosts are involved, this life cycle is called as So this is called as digenic host. Two hosts are involved. It is called as digenic host or digenic life cycle. So one is the man. Man is the secondary host, and the female Anopheles mosquito, it is the primary host. Why it is the primary host? Because in the female Anopheles mosquito only the sexual phase takes place. Okay. So the right option here is the salivary glands of a mosquito. Then question number 6, the disease chikungunya is transmitted by Aedes mosquito, that is Aedes aegypti, which also causes dengue. Option 2, B. Then question number 7, many diseases can be diagnosed by observing the symptoms in the patient. Which group of symptoms are indicative of pneumonia? Many diseases can be identified, can be diagnosed by the symptoms only. So what is the symptom? What are the different symptoms of the disease pneumonia? You are right. Option A is the correct option. That is difficulty in respiration, fever, chills, cough, headache. Next. Constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, blood clots. These are all the symptoms of amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. Nasal congestion and discharge, cough, sore throat, headache. These are all the symptoms of common cold. High fever, weakness, stomach pain, loss of appetite and constipation. These are all the symptoms of typhoid. Next, question number 8. The genes causing cancer are called as oncogenes. Very direct question. Option C. Structural genes, regulatory genes, expressor genes, all these you study in molecular basis of inheritance. Question number 9. In malignant tumors, the cells proliferate. They grow rapidly and move to the other parts of the body to form a new tumors. This stage of disease is called as, correct, option B, metastasis. It's called as metastasis. What is metagenesis? Where you find? Metagenesis you find in case of coelenterates, for example, obelia. It is also called as alternation of generation, where the asexual phase polyp alternates with the sexual phase, that is what? The polyp and medusa. So medusa produces sexually polyp and polyp produces asexually the medusa. So these two, asexual and sexual phases, are alternates in the life cycle. So it is called as metagenesis or alternation of generation. One can observe in case of the coelenterates. Next, what is teratogenesis? Study of abnormality in the embryonic development, that is called as teratogenesis. So it is a process that causes the birth defects or malformation in an embryo or fetus. Any malformation, any abnormality in the development of the fetus during the developmental stage, that study is called as teratology, and the process is called as teratogenesis. Okay. Next, question number 10. When an apparently healthy person is diagnosed as unhealthy by a psychiatrist, the reason could be that, option C, the patient shows behavioral and social maladjustment. Okay, that is the main reason. The patient was not efficient at his work, the patient was not economically prosperous, he does not take interest in sports, those are all next. But the patient overall shows behavioral and social maladjustment. The option C is the right option, students. Next. We will move to question number 11. Which of the following are the reasons for rheumatoid arthritis? Choose the correct option. Rheumatoid arthritis is a type of autoimmune disease, the type of autoimmune disorder. Body attacks the self cells, and the ability to differentiate pathogens or the foreign molecules from the self cell is lost. So 2 and 4 are correct. Andre option B is the correct. Okay, rheumatoid arthritis and myasthenia gravis. And one more example for the autoimmune disorder. Question number 12. AIDS is caused by HIV. Among the following, which one is not a mode of transmission of HIV? HIV is caused by transfusion of the infected blood from one person to another, then by infected syringes or needles, by pregnant woman to the baby, or by having sexual unprotected sex with the unknowns. So these are the 4 main reasons for the HIV infection or the AIDS, but it is not caused merely by shaking hands with infected persons. So option C is the right answer here, which is the incorrect one. Question number 13. Smack is a drug obtained from option A, latex of the plant Papaver somniferum. Papaver somniferum. Okay, you have studied different drugs and alcohol abuse. So there are different categories of drugs you studied, that is opioids, cannabinoids and the coca alkaloids. So majority of these are obtained from the flowering plants, but some are also obtained from the fungi. So what are opioids? These opioids are the drugs which bind to the specific opioid receptors which are present in our central nervous system, CNS, as well as gastrointestinal tract, that is the GI tract. So heroin is commonly called as smack, and chemically it is diacetyl morphine, studied in theory. So what is the nature? It is white and odorless and bitter in taste, and it is a crystalline compound. So this is obtained from the acetylation of morphine, which is extracted from the latex of a poppy plant called as Papaver somniferum. So it can be generally taken by snorting, by that is nausea, and injection. So heroin is a depressant and it slow down the different body functions. Cannabinoids is a group of chemicals which interact with the cannabinoid receptors principally present in the brain. Remember, very important. So natural cannabinoids are obtained from the inflorescence of plant. What is that? Cannabis sativa. It's called as cannabis sativa. So the flower tops, leaves and the resins of the cannabis plants are used in various combinations to produce the drugs, narcotics, nashile padarth, that is what? Marijuana, hashish, charas, ganja. So generally taken by inhalation and oral ingestion, these are known for their effects in the cardiovascular system of our body. Next, coming to coca alkaloid or cocaine. It is obtained from the coca plant, that is Erythroxylum coca, and it is native to South America. So it interferes with the transport of neurotransmitter molecule that is called as dopamine. So cocaine, commonly called as coke or crack, is usually snorted, ನಶ್ಯದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. So it has a potent stimulating action on the CNS or the central nervous system. Excess dosage of cocaine causes Hallucinations means a feeling of very much happiness. You feel like you are not in this world, but you are in some other world. Hallucinations. Other well-known plants which gives these halogenic properties are Atropa belladonna and Datura. Atropa belladonna and Datura. So this is just like a revision for you. So these days the cannabinoids are being abused by the sports person. So they check sports person for the presence of cannabinoids or coca alkaloids such as cocaine, commonly called as coke or crack. So these are the different categories of the drugs what you have studied. So once again come back to the question number 13. Smack is a drug obtained from the latex of Papaver somniferum. Next, question number 14. The substance produced by a cell in viral infection that can protect other cells from further infection is, you are correct, C, interferons. What are those? The interferons. You have studied interferons are produced by the viral infected cells and have the capacity to inhibit the cell growth, enhancement of macrophages as well as the NK cells, natural killer cells, and the neutrophil function. Okay, and they have the anti-tumor activity. So whatever the virus infected cells are there, so the substance produced by a cell in a viral infection that protect the other cells from the further infection, that is called as the interferons. What are natural killer cells? NK cells. So these are the type of WBCs, the type of lymphocytes. NK cells are the type of lymphocytes. These can kill the tumor cells or the cells which are infected with the virus. So that is the function of the NK cells or natural killer cells. Now interferons are different types. Already I explained in the theory, like gamma interferons. So these gamma interferons, they are secreted by activated T cells, T lymphocytes, as well as the NK cells, natural killer cells, which are the type of lymphocytes, and can promote the macrophage activation. Macrophage means large pathogen eating cells. So it activates the macrophages and get rid of the pathogens like virus. So then thereby it mediates the antiviral and antibacterial as well as the activity. Then what is alpha interferon? It is produced in the leukocytes and means WBCs which are infected with the virus, while beta interferon is from fibroblast cells which are infected with the virus. Gamma interferons are by the virus or bacteria infected to which cells? Mainly the virus infected with the which cells? T cells and NK cells. Alpha interferons mainly the virus infected with the leukocytes in general, any WBCs, which may be agranulocytes or maybe granulocytes generally. But the alpha interferons, the beta interferon, it is produced by the fibroblast cells. You come across the fibroblast cells in case of areolar connective tissue, one of the type of loose connective tissue, fiber producing cells. It's a type of connective tissue. You have come across in case of connective tissue about the fibroblasts, fiber producing cells, maybe white fibers or yellow fibers. White fibers are produced by the protein collagen and yellow fibers by the protein elastin. Okay. So three types of male interferons, one gamma, mattondhu alpha, mattondhu beta. Gamma interferons T lymphocytes ಮತ್ತೆ NK cells ಇಂದ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Gamma Alpha cells are by the leukocytes infected with the virus. ಎಲ್ಲ infected with the virus. ಮತ್ತು ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಯಾವುದು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಬೀಟಾ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ವೈರಸ್ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ದ ಫೈಬ್ರೋಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಗಾಮಾ, ಆಲ್ಫಾ ಮತ್ತು ಬೀಟಾ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೆರಾನ್ಸ್. ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. Let's move to the next question number, before that, colostrum means what? Colostrum means the yellow colored milk which is secreted by the woman after delivery. Few days after the delivery, what is the milk which is secreted from the mammary gland, which is rich in the antibody IgA and which gives protection naturally. So it is natural immunity. It is a type of natural immunity. Okay. So there are different kinds of immunity you have studied: active immunity, passive immunity, then natural immunity, then artificial immunity. So it is a natural immunity, and the immunity will be remain for the longer time. Okay. In the body. So the yellowish fluid colostrum secreted by the mother during the initial days of the lactation, abundant antibodies IgA to protect the infant. So the fetus also receives some of the antibodies from the mother through the placenta during pregnancy. These are the example for passive immunity. It is not for this is passive immunity. Active immunity ಮತ್ತು passive immunity. Natural passive immunity. What is passive immunity means? Before the onset of the disease only, there is immunity in the body, and it is acquired naturally. So it is called as natural passive immunity. So active immunity ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಸಿವ್ ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಥಿಯರಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆರೆಟೋನಿನ್. ಇಟ್ constitutes for the constriction of the blood vessels and thereby increases the BP, whereas the histamine means it dilates the blood vessels and thereby decreases the BP. So histamine ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? Histamine will constrict the blood vessels and thereby increases the BP, and the serotonin, what they will do, it will dilates the blood vessels and decrease the BP. So both of this histamine as well as the serotonin, they have what? Antagonistic effect, ಅಂದರೆ opposite effect ಇದೆ. So these are secreted by mast cells. So what are mast cells? Mast cells are the specialized granular basophil cells. We have studied in body fluids and circulation in the first year chapter. So these mast cells, which are nothing but the specialized granular basophil cells, the type of granulocytes, WBCs, which produces the substances like histamine, serotonin and heparin. Heparin helps for the coagulation of the blood. So one more question I will discuss, then I will wind up this session. The rest of the questions we will discuss in the next session. So question number 15. Transplantation of tissues or organs to save certain patients often fails due to the rejection of such tissues or organs by the patient. Which type of immune response is responsible for such rejections? It is cell-mediated immune response, that is option D. So graft rejection in the body and differentiate between self cells and non-selves, all are by the cell mediated immunity. So if the transplanted tissue is rejected, that means cell mediated immune response is active. If the organ is rejected, then the cell mediated immune response is active. Okay, because the cell mediated immunity, our body has the ability to recognize which are self cells and non-self cells. So non-self cells they will treat as foreign and they start to reject. So tissue or the organ which is which is transplanted from the other body, which is believed to be non-self for the body, so it starts to reject it. So there are some immunosuppressive drugs needs to be taken in the patient who has undergone the process of transplantation. Okay, so there should be tissue matching and blood group matching are essential before undertaking a graft or transplant, and even after this the patient has to take the immunosuppressive drugs in all his or her life. So the body is able to differentiate self and non-self, and the cell-mediated immune response is responsible for the graft rejection or the rejection of the graft. So the right option is the option D, that is cell-mediated immunity. Humoral immunity means it's also called as antibody-mediated immunity. B cells are responsible for humoral immunity and T cells are responsible for cell-mediated immunity. Autoimmune response, that is due to unknown reasons, the body attacks self cells, and the ability to differentiate pathogens or foreign molecules from the self cells is lost. That is autoimmune response. Physiological immune response means you have studied different innate immunity, physical barriers, physiological barriers. Physiological barriers means which includes acids produced in the stomach, then saliva in the mouth, tears come out from the eyes, tears from the eyes, and all these prevent the microbial growth. So physical barriers, physiological barriers, cellular barriers, and cytokine barriers, these are the 4 barriers which you have studied under innate immunity or inborn immunity. So acquired immunity are once again of 2 types. One is humoral immunity, another one is cell mediated immunity. Humoral immunity, in which the antibodies comes, which are mediated by the B cells, and the T cell or T lymphocyte mediated immunity comes under cell mediated immunity. Okay. So dear students, in the particular chapter human health and disease, today's session we have discussed around 15 good amount of questions. Students, take down all the points, my lecture notes, and we'll come with some more questions in the next session. Till that, bye and thank you for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.